Have you ever wondered why some students get better marks than you even though they aren't significantly smarter? That's because they're cheating. I am Emma Alam, and on this channel, I help students study faster and smarter and get amazing grades while studying half or even less the time. And in this video, I will be sharing what that cheat code is and how to master it for amazing grades with less effort and stress. This cheat code is the 4-part learning system that I have made called the GROW system, which stands for Goals, Reflection, Organization, and Wisdom. In the last 2 weeks, we've covered how to set goals that you will actually end up following and how to use reflection to make sure you don't waste any effort or time on something that isn't working. And you're making sure that you're focusing your efforts where it truly matters. Today, we're diving into organization, one of the most crucial elements for successful studying. Now, why does organization matter? Let's get something straight. Studying is mostly about remembering things, right? But here's the trick. You can't remember something if you haven't properly recorded it in your brain. And no, I'm not talking about just rereading your notes over and over again. That's like trying to fill a bucket with a hole in it. Instead, we're going to talk about how to organize your study material so that it sticks in your brain like glue. This way, when you walk into that exam hall, you'll be confident, you'll be standing tall, and you'll be ready to tackle whatever comes your way. Let's get started. Let's talk about mind mapping for note-taking. Have you ever had that amazing feeling where you just know a topic inside and out? That is what mind mapping does for you. It's like creating a visual roadmap of everything you've learned, connecting ideas, and making the whole picture clearer in your head. And the best part? It's not even hard work. Mind mapping makes it so much easier to remember what you've studied because it organizes information in a way that makes sense to your brain. For studying in a short amount of time, mind mapping is your best friend. Here's what I usually do. Since I already have my goals in place and I know which chapters are the most important to study, so I go straight to those chapters. Then as I read the chapters, I will keep a sketchbook beside me and sketch the mind map as I read the textbook for the first time. Now, if there's anything I cannot understand, I will pause because you cannot force your brain to remember something that you do not understand. You don't get how it works. No matter which kind of magic note-taking tool you use, it will not work. So to understand the hard concepts in the book, when I come across them, I used to search videos on YouTube, but I've recently started to use ChatGPT for help. ChatGPT, if any of you are not familiar, is an AI module that uses a vast database of information to give you the exact answers you need in relation to any subject in the world. And most people don't use it because they don't know. But it is so useful for students especially. And here's how. When I don't understand anything, I go to ChatGPT and write the name of that term or concept. For example, I'm reading my textbook on economics and I don't understand the demand and supply curve and how to calculate it. So I will just ask it to first explain it to me what it is. Because usually textbooks do not have enough information about a concept that is needed for you to properly understand it, especially if you're studying by yourself and you don't have anyone you can ask like me. So you ask it, what is the supply and demand curve? And it will give you an explanation with examples and everything. Then what I like to do is ask it to explain in a way that you would to a 10-year-old. And this is going to give you amazing and easy examples and ways to make the information so much more memorable and easy to understand. Once you yourself understand it, you can now ask it to give you a concise explanation of what it just told you, and then include the keywords from there onto your mind map. And that's it. Do that for the whole chapter and you have your information sorted and understandable. Now, once you are done with your chapter, a very important thing that most people miss is to do an immediate review. Because right after you study something, that information is still very fresh in your brain. And so if you review it right there and then, not only will that review be really fast because you just studied it, but that information's ability to retain or stay in your memory, which is the second stage of memorizing, will happen better, in a better way. So review it right there and then, because later on, you won't be able to remember which keyword on your mind map represented which information. So do it while it is still fresh so that you can keep that information so nicely in your memory that you don't forget it until exam day, and you can pass your exam free of stress. I've made a whole detailed video on how you can start making a mind map, and if you haven't seen it yet, go check it out right here or check the link in the description. Finally, let's talk about environment optimization. This is all about creating a study-friendly space where you can focus without distractions. Make sure your study area is clean, it's quiet, and it's stocked with everything that you need. This includes pens, notebooks, your laptop, whatever it is. When you have a designated space that's just for studying, your brain starts to recognize that, hey, this is where we get things done. It's like setting up a mini command center for your brain to operate at its best for studying. And that is organization. By using mind maps and optimizing your study environment, you will make studying not just more effective, but actually easier. No more cramming, no more stress, just smooth sailing to success. If this helped you, let me know in the comments. And if you missed the first two parts on goal setting and reflection, you can go back and watch those. I'll link them in the description box below. Next time, we're going to dive into the final part of the GROW learning system, which is wisdom. This is where everything comes together. And trust me, you won't want to miss it. Until then, keep learning.